Hey everybody, I'm trying to do a little Pocket PD here, and today's Pocket PD is going to be about the science of reading. We're in our knowledge building year here at Cedar Grove and in the county for this shift to structured literacy and the science of reading. And today I want to look at Scarborough's reading braid and think about it under the umbrella of small group instruction. Now that our fall testing is done, now that we've gotten to know our students, and I'm sure you've done a number of very simple informal assessments in your classroom, you now know where your students are performing. Now we get the amazing opportunity to provide them small group instruction, which is really going to focus on the pieces of the braid or the pieces of the simple view of reading that they may be having a deficit in or maybe need even enrichment in. Because we know our small group instruction can enrich, and we can also work on filling any skill gaps. So I want to come back to this because the first thing that you can think about if establishing your small groups has been hard at this point or a little overwhelming, I'm trying to give you something to tack into or tap into that will help you narrow the focus. So if we start with the simple view of reading, that little equation we learned over the summer, that decoding and language comprehension multiplied together equals strong reading comprehension. So the first thing I want to think about is, where do I want to start with these kids? Am I working on decoding or am I working on language comprehension? Number one, check that box, decide what you're doing. From there, each one of those pieces kind of aligns to a piece of the braid. We have decoding, we have phonological awareness, we have sight word recognition under that decoding umbrella. What are my kiddos working on? Drill down a little deeper. Perhaps you're working on more language comprehension. Maybe you've got good decoders, but the vocabulary knowledge is lacking, or they don't have a lot of background knowledge, or their verbal reasoning is weak. What am I working on there? Drill down and decide what you're working on with that group. Then comes your selection of text. That's going to help you focus on that skill. So it's no longer about just going to pull a book. We need to focus on what skill we're doing and then go book hunting, because we want text or passages that are going to help us do that. A lot of people have been saying, I maybe just really need to do another whole group lesson in the small group setting and give that to them again. Absolutely. But what are you focusing on? Because you can't focus on that whole group lesson again. You can't get it all. So what about that whole group lesson are you going to drill down to with those few kiddos that you may be pulling to your back table? Okay. I'm always going to be coming back to this graphic because this is the basis of everything that we do. If we really understand the simple view of reading and Scarborough's braid and really start to create skilled readers, we are going to be way ahead of the game. So let's start small with our learning and understanding, come back to this graphic, start thinking about that as you're beginning to plan for small groups, or even if you're already in small groups. How is it going? What am I really focused in on one of these pieces? Because that's the first thing we want to come to is, what specific skill am I working on? If you need help drilling down further, by all means, please ask me. I love doing that sort of thing. Let's look at some of your student work. Let's see what gaps we need to fill in foundational skills or language comprehension, and let's start moving those kiddos to being proficient, skilled readers. Have a great day.